The night I found women's underwear in our laundry that wasn't mine, my husband looked me in the eyes and told me I was being dramatic. My name is Lauren Mitchell, and I live in Nashville, Tennessee, 34 years old, stay-at-home mom to 2 kids under 5. For 9 years, I was married to Ryan. We met in college at Vanderbilt. He was pre-med, ambitious, driven. I supported him through medical school while working retail, held his hand through residency, moved to Nashville when he got his dream position at Vanderbilt Medical Center. I quit my job when our first child was born. He said it made sense financially, that his career could support us, that I should focus on the kids. So I did. I cooked his meals, cleaned our house in Green Hills, raised our children, became invisible. And somewhere along the way, he stopped seeing me completely, stopped asking about my day, stopped touching me, stopped coming home on time, started working late every night, started smelling like perfume that wasn't mine. And when I found that black lace thong mixed in with his scrubs, something inside me knew. But when I confronted him, standing in our laundry room with the evidence literally in my hands, he didn't apologize, didn't confess. He just sighed, annoyed, and said, "Lauren, you're paranoid. It's probably from the hospital laundry mix-up. You're losing it." And he walked away, left me standing there gasping for air, wondering if I was crazy. But I wasn't crazy. Over the next 2 weeks, I found more. Receipts for hotels, credit card charges at restaurants we'd never been to, text messages he'd delete but not fast enough, a woman named Ashley, a nurse at his hospital, late-night conversations, plans, compliments about how she understood him in ways I never could. And when I confronted him again, this time with screenshots, he didn't deny it. He just shrugged, cold, detached. "What do you want me to say, Lauren?" "You let yourself go. You're always tired, always stressed. Ashley makes me feel alive. You make me feel obligated." I felt my knees buckle, my vision blur. 9 years. 2 kids. I'd sacrificed my career, my body, my identity to build his life, and this was my reward. Being told I wasn't enough by the man I'd given everything to. He didn't leave, didn't ask for divorce, just kept cheating, kept coming home late, kept treating me like the help. And I stayed. Not because I loved him, but because I was terrified. I had no job, no income, no recent work experience, 2 small kids depending on me. I felt trapped, invisible, worthless. But then, one night, after putting the kids to bed, I looked at myself in the bathroom mirror, really looked, and I barely recognized the woman staring back. Tired eyes, extra weight, worn-out clothes. I disappeared, erased myself for someone who didn't even respect me. And I realized something. If I was going to survive this, I needed to stop waiting for him to see me. I needed to see myself. That night, I started planning my exit, not emotionally, strategically. I couldn't leave yet, not without resources, not without a plan. So I started building one, in secret. While Ryan was at work, while the kids napped, I researched online certificate programs, found a 6-month digital marketing course I could do from home, enrolled using a credit card he didn't monitor, started studying during nap time, late at night, every free moment. I also started documenting everything, screenshots of his messages, photos of receipts, bank statements showing his spending. I consulted a divorce attorney quietly, learned my rights, learned about alimony, child support, asset division. I was preparing for war, and he had no idea. Then I focused on myself, started waking up at 5 a.m. before the kids, doing home workouts, 20 minutes, nothing extreme, just consistent. I changed how I ate, meal prepped healthy foods, not for him, for me. For the energy I needed to rebuild. Within 2 months, I'd lost 12 pounds. But more importantly, I felt stronger, clearer, focused. I finished my digital marketing certification in 5 months, top of my class, started applying for remote positions, junior roles, entry level. I didn't care. I just needed income, independence. Got hired by a small startup as a part-time social media coordinator, 20 hours a week. I could do it from home while the kids were at school. It wasn't much money, but it was mine. Ryan didn't notice, didn't ask about my days, didn't see the change happening right in front of him. He was too busy with Ashley, too busy being important, too busy ignoring the wife he thought would always be there. 6 months after finding that underwear, I filed for divorce, had the papers served to him at the hospital in front of his colleagues. He came home furious. "What the hell, Lauren? You're really doing this? Over what? A mistake?" I looked at him, calm, steady. "It wasn't a mistake, Ryan. It was a choice, multiple choices for months. And I'm making mine now. I want 50% of our assets, full custody with visitation rights for you, and spousal support while I rebuild the career I gave up for yours." His face went red. "You can't be serious. You'll never survive without me. You have no career, no skills." I smiled, cold, final. "Actually, I do. I have a job. I'm certified in digital marketing, and my lawyer says I have an airtight case for alimony given your infidelity and our income disparity. So we can do this amicably, or we can do this ugly. Your choice." He tried fighting it, hired an expensive lawyer, but I had evidence, mountains of it. His affair, his neglect, his financial irresponsibility with marital funds. We settled out of court. I got the house, full custody, 3 years of alimony, and half of his retirement savings. But the divorce wasn't my revenge. My transformation was. I threw myself into my marketing career. Within a year, I'd been promoted twice, from part-time coordinator to full-time manager. My salary tripled. I was managing campaigns for major clients. My work was getting recognized. I was good at this, really good, and I'd forgotten what it felt like to be valued for my mind. I lost 30 pounds total, not through obsession, through consistency, through taking care of myself. I started dressing better, doing my hair, wearing makeup not to impress anyone, but because I wanted to. I felt beautiful for the first time in years. My kids thrived. They had a mom who was present, happy, strong, a role model showing them that you don't stay in situations that diminish you, that you can rebuild, that you're never too old or too far gone to start over. 2 years after the divorce, I was at a medical conference in Nashville. My company was sponsoring a booth. I was representing us, wearing a tailored suit, confident, successful. And I saw him, Ryan, with Ashley. They looked miserable, fighting quietly in the corner. She looked stressed. He looked older, tired, defeated. He saw me. His face went pale, walked over like he was seeing a ghost. "Lauren, you look different. Amazing. What are you doing here?" I smiled professionally. "Working. I'm the marketing director for the company sponsoring this event." His jaw dropped. "Director? That's incredible. I had no idea you were doing so well." I nodded. "Why would you? You never asked." Ashley appeared next to him, possessive, insecure. He introduced us awkwardly. She looked me up and down, clearly threatened. I was gracious, kind even, because I didn't need to compete. I'd already won. After they walked away, my colleague asked who they were. I shrugged. "Just someone I used to know from a previous life." That's the thing about revenge. The best kind isn't destruction. It's transformation. It's becoming so successful, so confident, so happy that the person who hurt you becomes irrelevant. Ryan ignored me, cheated on me, made me feel worthless, and I used every ounce of that pain as fuel to become someone extraordinary, someone he couldn't ignore anymore. But by the time he noticed, I'd already moved so far ahead that he was just a memory in my rearview mirror. My achievements weren't for him. My confidence wasn't despite him. They were both for me. But the fact that he had to watch me thrive while he struggled in the relationship he destroyed ours for, that was just karma's way of keeping score. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button. Drop a comment and tell me about your own comeback story. And if you're new to Venomous Revenge, subscribe, because the best revenge is becoming so incredible that their betrayal becomes the best thing that ever happened to you.